In this video, I'm going to walk through how we create audiences in Facebook, how we create campaigns in Facebook, and then how we create ad sets within those campaigns in Facebook. We'll also be adding the audiences that we create into the ad sets for targeting, and I'm going to walk through how we optimize our placements and set our ad sets up for success. All right, now let's go in here and quickly pop open our audiences tab and create a couple of audiences to build out our campaigns with. So we have some audiences that we created earlier of our 10-second and 3-second video viewers. And so we're just going to come in here, select the 10-second video viewer. It's going to ask us which country we want to create this lookalike audience in. We'll say the United States. We're going to click 1%. They let you choose, if you think of a bullseye, like how far away from the center of the bullseye you want the audience to be. And so 1% is the closest to the bullseye. If you do something like 10%, you're going to have a lot more people, but they're going to be farther away and look less alike to your seed audience, if that makes sense. Okay, let's just, since we're in here, create another audience to create lookalikes from. We'll select this audience source based off of app activity. So we'll just click here, most active users, 25% highest, 180-day retention. That just means how long, how far back in days you're looking to find these people. If you do like last 7 days, then it's obviously going to be a much smaller audience. So we want to get a lot of people on there. Okay, create a lookalike audience off of that audience we just created. Same process as earlier, US 1%. Now we've got 2 new lookalike audiences. Let's do that again, just one more time. And this time we'll make an audience based off of users who purchase. So the top 25% of users purchasing the most. Just type that in there. Okay, we've created another seed audience. We're going to create a lookalike audience real quick off of that. And bam, just like that. Okay. Now, for the retargeting campaign, we're going to want to create an audience based on, actually first, let's just create an audience to negative from all of our campaigns. So we don't want to spend more money on previous purchasers. So we'll just create an audience to define previous purchasers from the past 180 days. And we can also create a lookalike audience off of that audience. So we have that high value audience of purchasers. We'll use that to negative from some campaigns. And then we also just now created a lookalike audience off of that. So we'll go into our prospecting campaign, pop open our ad set, take a look at what ads are inside. We're going to want to create a new ad set to represent this new set of lookalike audiences that we created. And I'm just going to name it appropriately so that when we look at each ad set inside the campaign, we can tell which one is which. And this is a good strategy to take, tack to take, because you want to separate all of your targeting methods out so that you can judge when you're looking at performance, which type of targeting and what audience is performing best. If we put everything in one ad set, then you wouldn't be able to tell if it was like the interest-based targeting or the lookalike-based targeting that was working. So we're gonna come down here, we're just gonna add the lookalike audience that we created earlier. Just click on the lookalike tab. We can see there's the lookalike of the 180-day purchaser, as well as the highest purchasing users from the app, and also a couple of other ones here. Let's just keep it at that for now. And we're just going to tighten up the age targeting. This specific audience, as they get older, probably age out of the hobby. So don't want to keep it totally uncapped at all ages. Typically also men. Just like that. Actually, let's go over and see. Let's try and validate if most of our advertising is going towards men. expand the date range here, get a little bit more data. Go down. Okay, so it looks like down here in the demographics tab, we do spend mostly 92% of our spend towards men. This client's product is typically geared towards men, so it's not unexpected. So we'll just go back into our ad set here and finish up the setup. So we want to make sure up above we have purchases selected as the conversion optimization event. Okay, now let's just quickly finish up our placements. We don't want to spend most of the value on Facebook and Meta and Instagram are in the feed and the story placements. Everywhere else typically doesn't perform in terms of driving clicks and conversions. And so we're just going to remove those placements from here. Make sure we don't spend too much money on anything outside of Reels, Stories, and Feed. Okay, that looks good. And just double check it again. What we want to do here is just pop in the negative. So we don't want to, because this is a prospecting campaign, we don't want to spend any money delivering ads to people that have already engaged with us, right? So anyone who's viewed the 10-second video or viewed our video for 10 seconds or 3 seconds or even purchased, we'll actually have a separate campaign, retargeting campaign, to go and serve more ads to those folks. So here they were negative targets, but in the next campaign we make, they'll be positive targets. Okay. So we just made a quick ad set copy of the first ad set, and we're going to change this one to be still lookalike targeting, but rather than all purchasers, we're going to make it based on lookalikes of those video viewers. Okay, all the other settings are pretty much mirrored because we copied it, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel there. Just go ahead and change out the name. Okay. Now let's make that retargeting campaign that I was talking about. And the reason why this is a good idea is because we want to separate our investment and allocate specific dollars at each stage of the funnel. If we want to scale and go out towards more net new eyeballs, then we have to make sure we're spending money to get in front of those eyeballs. And if you blend retargeting and prospecting together, oftentimes Facebook will just go after the highest performing user, and it's going to be retargeting or people who already have seen you. And so this is just to make sure that we spend our dollars on new people. Okay, so we're going to target those 10-second and 3-second video viewers from earlier. We're going to go in here and exclude anyone who's purchased from us already, because these are campaigns designed to get new first-time purchasers. We can in the future set up campaigns for retention to get in front of previous purchasers. But similar to the logic of separating out prospecting and retargeting, we want to separate our retention campaigns away from these campaigns as well. Okay, everything's looking okay. The settings are looking okay. Add the English language in there so we make sure we're not getting in front of folks that are not speaking English. Same settings from earlier. Because this is a new campaign and we didn't duplicate the ad set, we have to just go in here and pop in the correct settings again. Take out all those, yep. Okay, let's just check everything one more time. Go up and rename the ad set to represent what it means, what it is. And these things highlighted in green just indicate things that we've created but haven't yet published to the account yet. And so when we do publish, they'll eventually turn gray. and get locked in. Okay. Let's create one more ad set, one more audience for retargeting, and that's going to be everyone who's visited the site. We're going to leave the same exclusions, and because we did duplicate this from the ad set that we just created, all the settings are already there. Makes the workflow pretty easy. All we're changing here is the positive audience target. It doesn't look like I actually created that earlier, so let's just pop open our audiences tab again, go over, make a 180-day all website visitor audience. And this is really great because it gets us in front of people who have come to our site before. People who have come from direct or organic or social or whatever. They're already familiar with the brand, so these audiences are typically going to convert at a pretty high clip. Okay, just create that audience. Come back into the ad set that we were working on earlier, and then add that audience that we just created as the positive audience target here. Okay. Okay guys, hope that was helpful. That's how you create audiences for use in targeting, campaign shells for housing all of your ad sets inside, and then actually setting up the ad sets for the targeting and eventually also housing the ads. And we'll cover the ads in a different video after this.